Thanks, Steve. So, obviously, just really pleased with the win today and our team's effort. We started talking about this game on Monday and challenging going on the road for a second straight week. And just basically, staying focused on the things that we have to stay focused on. I thought our guys did a really good job of that, and they showed up at kickoff ready to go and gave really good effort. So, it was kind of a workman-like performance, I think, by our football team. I thought they had good focus, had good confidence, and that really stems out of a good week of practice, and that's been our goal week in and week out. So as a result of that, I think we're seeing growth, and we're trying to get our guys to approach every game like it's a one-game season. All those cliches in sports are typically true, and that's the biggest thing. I think our guys did a good job of that this week. We knew Indiana would pose challenges for us. They're aggressive on defense, and then the quarterback and their offensive attack. It's the first time we've really, I think, played a good dual threat guy that could hurt you with his feet or his arm. And he's a really tough player to go against, and we all saw that last week as well. So happy about the way we responded and came up with some big plays. Gino's pick down in the end zone was a big play in the game for us. Helped us get control of things again. Too many penalties for us out there. We still had a pick that was costly. So we still have plenty of things to focus on, but overall just happy with the effort of our players and happy with the way they finished the ball game out there.
Coach Amir, for the second week in a row, when momentum was changing, he came up with a big kickoff.
Yeah, and that one was a little bit unorthodox, as you know. The sun was tough out there, but he made something good out of it. He's got that ability, so it was really good to see. And then, we had a similar kind of play with Kyle back there. He had a tough time seeing the ball in the sun too. So, we were able to get through that. But Amir's doing a really good job, and that's helping our football team, obviously.
What do you think the end of the run? Did that scare you a little bit?
Yeah, they always do. When they go airborne, that's always a little scary. Get both feet up off the ground. But he's an aggressive guy.
What's been the key to the passing game clicking since Northern Ireland?
I think I talk a lot about how hard Nate Stanley works, but a lot of guys work hard. To me, the biggest thing, the most obvious thing, if you just look at us compared to a year ago, we had 2 freshman tackles, 2 freshman receivers, pure out of high school, 1 of the tackles out of high school. Really, TJ was not an experienced guy. Noah played, I don't know what he played, 18 snaps or something like that his first year. So, we were just a really young team, and, it wasn't like we could get traction anywhere. Whereas right now, probably the youngest position coming in this year was our running back position, and those guys, we didn't have Ivory today, but Torrin and Mackay did a really nice job. So I think we're just a better balanced and a little bit more seasoned than we were a year ago.
We look at the way the receivers or the tight ends too are gaining separation, and it just seems to be their growth there is along with Stanley's growth is kind of married to each other. Which
they're tough guys to match up with. Both of them have good height. They both can run, and so they're tough to match up with. And today we were able to catch them in some matchups that favored us. So, and Nate did a good job getting the ball there.
When did you know Noah could play? When was he cleared?
Friday. Friday was his first day to work, and so our plan was not, I don't know how many snaps he got today, but we weren't. I guess somebody's counting those, right? But anyway, so we were going to play him a lot. I couldn't resist that. I mean, it was so easy. But we were going to play him a lot, mainly because you didn't get a lot of work this week, and if you're a little bit nervous about playing anybody, doesn't get a full week of work. But obviously, he does some good things for us, and tremendous guy. So he looked like he was into it on Friday, and able to go. So we wanted to use him, and hopefully next week we'll get Ivory back and just kind of stay healthy here.
We're that quarterback right now. I mean, 6 touchdown passes. He just continues to get better and better. I mean, outside of one bad throw, but finding receivers.
Everybody can get better, and that's kind of representative of our football team. There's still one thing I'm really excited about is how much we can get better, in my mind, if we keep our focus where we need to, and that's in all 3 areas. And I think we're doing some things better in all 3 phases, but we still got a lot of growth in front of us if we'll focus on the right things. And our game plan was not, we didn't anticipate getting 6 touchdown passes. It just kind of worked out that way today, and what have you. And I think that's one of the things, we like to try to be a balanced offensive football team, so at least if that opportunity presents itself, we're going to go. But he can still throw the ball a little bit more accurately and operate a little quicker. That's that's a challenge every quarterback probably faces.
Are you decidedly more aggressive offense now, or is that simply a byproduct of the players you have, or is it just?
It's probably a combination, Mike. Today they came after us pretty hard, with a lot of pressure, and chose to play a lot of man coverage. So if we weren't going to hit some of those bigger plays, we were going to be in trouble. And fortunately, we were able to connect on those. So that was today's menu basically. But you just never know how people are going to play or what they're going to do. But at least I think now we have the flexibility to do fairly well in either, or at least have a chance to do well. But it still gets down, the most important thing I think is we're a little bit more seasoned and experienced than we were a year ago, or even back in the start of the season, early September.
And the Northwestern game in 2015, I just remember that game. You guys were so banged up going into that game. It seemed like you had a lot of injuries in this one too. Do you see any similarities in the situations and how your team responded maybe to that game?
Yeah, I mean, Northwestern, I be, full disclosure, I did not feel, I had some really dark feelings going into that ball game. And it got worse when Jordan came out right away, right? So that was Jordan, right? Or was that LaShawn? I don't know. It doesn't, neither of them were in there after the first quarter. So, no, I don't think we're quite at that point, but I mean, we are running out of linebackers. We're a little thin there. I do think, on that front, we got a chance to get both those guys back maybe next week too. It looks optimistic there. And the running backs, we felt good about both Mackay and Torrin. And but where do you go for number 3? So that's you worry about those things. It can happen so easily anytime you're in a ball game.
Did you see the chemistry? The chemistry of your team.
Yeah, I think our guys, and that's been consistent all season long. These guys, wherever we seem to have problems, the other guys kind of rally. And I'll tell you, if I'm going to give anybody credit, I'll start with our 13 seniors. We don't have a big class of guys, but every one of those guys is totally on board. One of the neatest things today, in my opinion, is Austin Kelly getting his first touchdown, right? So speaking of seniors who don't play a lot, but he stepped in there, did a great job, and did that. Those guys are really doing a good job, and then we got a lot of guys that are underneath them that are acting like seniors. Guys that are juniors and sophomores. They're they're totally above feet in the circle right now, and that's where we got to try to keep it.
With Ken and Brian talked about mastering the system with him and how that was able to help him get through some stuff. Is Nate there with that?
You're never there. I mean, you never arrive, but certainly, he's playing at a higher level than he has, and with us, and that's what we hope for, and hopefully he's higher level next week if we're doing things right. That's how it's going to work. So, it's nice to have a guy who's been through it a little bit. That's always good and comforting for everybody.
When you look at your defense, the second straight week you went almost exclusively nickel, but Geno Stone, Amani seem to be all over the place. I mean, are you feeling more comfortable in those sub packages right now?
Oh yeah, I mean we've never felt overly uncomfortable with them, but I think especially based on our personnel situation, it makes a lot of sense, and maybe we'll have some things to think about and discuss as we move forward if we get Nick and Jack back. So that's a good thing too, and that's we've. I probably got to go back and really track this stuff. Like 2002, we got one guy hurt, if I remember correctly. I might be totally delusional, but it was just one of those years where it was the same lineup all the time. We've had a lot of changes this year. But the good thing is you're developing some confidence. The guys are developing confidence in themselves, and we develop confidence in them too. So now you do have a few more options maybe as we go into the next half of the season. Maybe more situationally, that type of thing. So some things that, geez, I don't know if I would have done that a month ago, but now I feel like these guys can go in there and handle it.
What is Geno Stone? What is he showing you the last few games?
I'm about my 18th month of trying to figure out what other people missed. We really liked him in recruiting. It just seemed like our kind of football player. And everything he's done on the field, you got called on duty. I'm thinking about the Nebraska game last year. He had to go in there and play right away. But just everything about him, special teams. Maybe he's not 6'2", and he's maybe not a 4'4", but he's a good football player. So for him to make that play today doesn't surprise me at all. He just has a way of being in the right spot, right time, and he's got a really good energy to him. He's a tremendous kid, And probably the hardest thing, from day one with him was getting him out to come out and visit. He got cold feet. He's got a girlfriend, right? And he locked himself in a closet or something. Thank God his mom made him in the car. He's just been great ever since he's been with us.
Was there anything you saw when Nate was struggling those first 2 weeks from him that that you maybe knew in the back of your mind he was gonna eventually break out like he has?
Well, yeah, first of all, you like to think any good player, which we consider Nate to be that coming into the season, any good player is gonna work through any challenges they have. And probably the best parallels, a batter and who's in a slump a little bit. Not all good hitters get in slumps. So, it just looked like he was pressing too much, maybe trying to be too perfect. I can't give you the root cause of that, but that seemed to be what it was. And we saw it in practice too. He was just, trying too hard. He's a guy that is a perfectionist, so I think he's starting to relax a little bit and just have, enjoy the game a little bit more. We just kind of encourage him. You're a college football player, for crying out loud, like enjoy it a little bit. It's part of the game. So, everything's starting to come around a little bit, and he should feel good about himself. He does a great job out there.
Do you have an injury update on Brady Ross and Ivory?
Well, yeah, I think Ivory, will be okay. When we left yesterday, it looked pretty optimistic for Monday, so that's a good deal. Brady, the prelim report was good, but they wanted to get a better x-ray just to make sure there's nothing. It was one of those, they just scan it, but, so he's on a boot right now, and I'll probably know more Tuesday.
Does Nate take things too seriously?
I'm sorry?
Does Nate take things too seriously sometimes?
Oh, he's really serious. Like, it's hard to get him to smile. It's he's just that way. He's a serious guy and smart guy, but really serious. And yeah, that's the serious stuff. I'm not minimizing it, but sometimes you got to just let things go a little bit. You can't be perfect. Nobody play perfect. So, but you'd rather have a guy like that, obviously, than a guy that just shakes it off after his 28th mistake. That's not good. I've seen a few of those guys too. They don't improve so fast.
Coach, with all of the pressure Indiana was bringing, how do you think your offensive line held up?
From where I stood, it looked like we did a really good job up there. It looked like we may have missed a couple of their blitzers, and they were bringing them almost every play. So I say we, some of the backs or tight ends in protection, not because they intended to, just kind of disguising things. But it seemed like protection is pretty good. And Gary and I were just commenting about the middle of the pocket being pretty firm, which gives a quarterback a chance to step up in there and get the ball downfield a little bit. So seems like it's pretty good. We'll see the film, see what it looks like. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, everyone.